Howdy folks, this is Tuesday morning for me. Today's soap is from Commander Refreshment. Scent's going to be sweet tea. And this one here comes in a 3-ounce container. It started out with 3 ounces. It's fairly firm there in the container. And got the alum block complete with rubber band. Going to be following up with a unscented witch hazel, but is mentholated from Sterling, and aftershave balm, Soap Commander. Excuse me. The soap I've got lathered up here in the bowl. This brush has a synthetic horsehair knot in it. It's from Raven's Brushworks. Got a link down below. He's on Facebook, Russell Martin, Wild West Shaving, and got it whipped up on the wet side, rather moist, nice and creamy. The shaver of the day. It is very similar to the Rockwell. This is I got a link down below for this is the handle here, a Manatee handle, and got the 3D printed. There's a couple of caps here. One's open comb, the other one's it's got. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, this particular head, all this is 3D printed with the exception, of course, of the metal parts here, but the plates down here are interchangeable like the Rockwell, and you can tell what plates you have by the number of notches that are right up here at the top. There's some more down there, but you count the number of little notches you got right there, and that's the plate that you got, just like it is on a Rockwell. And today I am going to be starting out with 3, the third one. I'm going to see how that works out for me. You can see that handle is pretty much hollow. It's got some weight down here for the metal down there, but it looks like this is going to be an interesting shape. Lightweight shavers have always been a challenge for me. Already put a hot towel to the face. I'm going to use the Cube Preshave here. So we're going to see how this one works. I've got a derby blade in it right now, so it going to see if that's going to be the blade of choice for a shaver like this. I was going to go with a Persona, but I thought maybe a derby blade might be a good choice this morning. You can tell, yeah, I got some whiskers. Got a very good shave yesterday and the day before. Very close, efficient. I'm going to get started here. Sweet tea is definitely a great scent for this time of the year. It has cooled off a little bit here. We're down in the 90s instead of hitting at the upper 90s and low 100s. Later on this week they're forecasting a little bit of rain, so which will be a good thing. As long as we keep on getting the rain in, I guess you might say, in little bits instead of large quantities, then going for a long time without any rain at all. Alright, here we go. This is going to be interesting because this is very lightweight. Couldn't tell you how much it weighs, but since this all came off of a 3D printer, like I said, without the exception of the metal part, this is a very lightweight. I remember this plastic, there's a particular name that goes along with the plastic. I don't recall what it is off the top of my head. This came by the way of a gentleman that's a hobbyist just like we are. And this was his idea. And he sent it to this particular company, and that's able to do the 3D printing part. And he got in contact with me and asked me if I'd be interested in giving this a try. Always up for a challenge, right? So far it seems to be pretty easy to find the angle. As you can tell, it is pretty much, you know, already beveled right off for you. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, I also have a handle over here off to the side if I decided I want to try one with a heavier handle. I still might do that today anyway, see how much of a difference that is to see what kind of difference that makes in a shave. This being the first pass, first time I ever used this razor, I should say also, this is the first time go. So that's the reason why I chose the plate 3 somewhere in the middle. And Derby blade's not doing too bad. The blade itself is not, it's not the smoothest the blade isn't, but the, definitely you shaved with it. The, I think maybe, in other words, I think next time, definitely will find out on a against grain pass, but I'm thinking maybe the sharp blade might have been a better choice. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with for me, for a lightweight shaver, which blade is going to be the best one to marry up with it. Got a whole horde of blades to be choosing from. So if you got a suggestion, you can leave it down below. I don't have all of them, but I've got a good number of them. The scent is just coming right off of this brush. Soap Commander soap is, if you haven't tried it, I don't have very much of it, but I've got Unity and the Refreshment here. Unity is a really nice scent. This is not a bad shade by any means. It's just, you know, if you're looking for that, comparing it to the Rockwell, since that was one of the last one I used with the interchangeable plates. Trying to find that blade that works just right for this kind of shaver. I mean, you can kind of tell I'm not breaking out in weepers or anything of the sort, so. I think this is going to be one of these shavers where I'm going to do several, not only several videos, but in other words, I probably will shave again with the this number 3 plate and use a different blade, thinking along the lines of, I don't know, there is that one part of me that wants to use a Voskhod, but I don't know, because usually my go-to blade is a Persona or an Astra Green. That's what I should do tomorrow. Astra Green. Yeah. Talked myself right into it, didn't I? that ought to give me a pretty good idea of what blade works best. Because if Astro Green, I haven't found a shaver it doesn't work well in just yet. It gives me pretty good smooth shaves, and I've got I've got a few of them. I'm thinking somewhere I've got over 100, I'll put it that way. Because I got 100 pack, then plus one that's partially used. Plate number 3. I'm thinking it's hitting right where it should be hitting, in that you're not going to, it's not an overly aggressive one. In other words, where you're going to get a 2-pass shave out of it. There's still, you can still feel the need for the third pass. And that, to me, that's about where the third plate, in my opinion, should be. Is that you're not getting an overly aggressive one where shortly after the first pass there's not much left. That's your third pass with your number 3 plate, smooth, comfortable. By the time you do that against the green, or whatever your third pass happens to be, if you're doing 2 across the greens, that should be pretty close to being the final pass, in my opinion. Get a sociably acceptable shave. Feels pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. Should mention one of the items I got in the mail here recently, besides this razor, and that's a good looking brush there. And handle is just awesome looking. I had a comment on one of my videos. Number 3 plate's a good one. Yeah, I can feel the difference. In other words, on that against green pass, taking off that, yeah, I can feel it taking it right on off, and yeah, this is a good plate to be starting out with. Anyway, had a viewer on my YouTube leave a comment. What would I suggest as the methylated soap that's got, in other words, a lot of menthol, heavily methylated, and it's been on my list for quite some time. I just haven't quite pulled the trigger on it. And when that comment came across, it prompted me to go ahead and do it, because it's been a while since I've had this on the list. But I've also been a little concerned about it. And so I went to Chisel Face website and ordered some cryogen. I don't know if it's the, let's say, frostiest, but from what I've seen of videos in the comments, I'm pretty sure that if it's not the frostiest, it's darn close. It seems to carry that kind of reputation. Face feels really good. Like I said, that third pass, against green pass, that was the telltale sign. That number 3 plate hit the spot. It's not overly aggressive by any means, and so on the against the green pass, it picked up what was left over. Yeah, he did a good job, I'd have to say. I'll put his name down below. I'm looking at the razor. I mean, that's that number 3 plate did a great job. I'm going to shave with the number 3 plate again, except for instead of a derby plate, I'll use a Astra Green. Let's see if the shade feel is still the same. Because my face is it's pretty smooth. Just a few little areas, and that's not anything to do with the shaver, as opposed to, that's just I guess you might say my makeup, where there's a little bit of, there's a few little areas, but it's very smooth. That's a darn good shave. That's where it should be, in my opinion, with the what would be considered middle of the road plate. Got a little stinging on this side today. That's probably a lot more to do with me starting to get used to the lightweight shaver. I'm probably going to stick with that handle for tomorrow's shave also. Yeah, I probably should. Because I'm afraid if I change the handles right now, that's going to change the shave entirely, besides just changing out the blade, using a different blade. Show that top to you again. You can kind of see the blade. The exposure is not very much. Pretty light, you know, small. That's pretty small. There's not much blade sticking out right there. But with the way this angle is, you don't really feel the blade until you're starting to cut the whiskers. I should say, I'm sorry, in this pack right here, if you decide to order one of these, you can kind of tell how they come together. And that hardware there doesn't come with it, so that's something you'll have to be aware of. I think one of these, I think it's this one right here, is a slant. That's going to be cool to use. It's just like a kid, I know. Once again, this is methylated, unscented. I would say it's not heavy in the way of menthol, but it is definitely enough to give you that cooling effect. Face is very smooth. That's a very good shave. That third pass did the trick. That's it's not very many shavers I have that'll do that. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if I showed that or not. That handle there. This that's actually a nut. There's one there in the bottom. Thought that was a pretty ingenious idea. Quite impressed with this so far. Excuse me. For a lightweight shaver, like I said, it wasn't. In other words, it's not like the slant open comb from Phoenix Artisan accoutrements, where the blade feel was definitely evident. I mean, you see it when you that blade is out there on that open comb slant. Very efficient shaver. Like I said, after that second pass, there really wasn't anything much left. Matter of fact, about after the second pass, about as much is left right now. But not everybody's going to enjoy that kind of shave. These interchangeable plates is something that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the community. Because you get a shaver like this with the interchangeable plates, and hits that sweet spot for most folks. For a number of people, that might be the only shaver they'll ever want. Because of changing those plates out, they're getting the shave that they're wanting, whether they want an aggressive one, smooth and comfortable, adjusted according to their beard type, their face type, because not everybody has coarse beard like mine. And if your skin type is a lot different than mine, you'll have better luck getting the shave that you need, where it's smooth and comfortable for you. I think that's the beauty of this. Also the fact that, in my opinion, three-piece shavers are a lot easier to get cleaned up. It's not the easiest to twist open or get those things clean. It takes a wee bit of work. A lot more effort, in my opinion. For those that's a problem. Face is feeling, I can still feel the witch hazel. That menthol is still cooling. Great shave. Like I said, I've got the links down below for if you want to check this out. The links to the two links I have are down below. One's for the Manatee handle, and for this part right here also. I think I still need to hunt down the links for these. Pretty cool though. And I think on there it may mention about the kind of plastic it's made out of and what that may or may not mean to you. It's in an email too. I think I'll include some of that information down below. Had a great shave. That's good. Look at that. Like I said, no weepers, nicks, cuts. Not even an expensive razor either. You can give it a try. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.